mean, it's just an amazing story. You know, without the government tracked it down and before everything from Sailor Dover in Montreal to Sailor Leibowitz in New York City. Because I think from
We're okay with batteries.
This is our new machine, so let's try the old machine.
yeah, okay.
Let us get the DVD out.
Georgia. Oh gosh, and they go back to
So you're using this one or the one down here?
I thought it was supposed to start 10, almost 11 years ago.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Florence.
Now, I was always under the impression that the French people did not like the Americans.
We have heard that too, but we had no problem at all with the French. You know, and I think, you know, I think we kind of expected that when we went there, but they could not have been nicer. You know.
While they're getting that ready.
That's not the DVD player,
We were there years ago.
Top or bottom?
top. The bottom one doesn't work.
Oh, okay, that's,
We just had a help with that.
Switch it.
Everything's connected, right?
Yeah, but the screen is what the old one.
Oh, you're talking about
Okay.
DVD, or the HDMI. HDMI's connected.
it's connected to the bottom one.
Okay, I think this is a long DVD, so I'm just gonna start while they're
Yes, Myra.
doing.
I'm here. I'm here. We're working on it. No idea.
Is it okay if I go ahead and start the talking while you're doing that? Okay, good. Oh,
The remote is that.
This one?
So let's clean this up after.
Okay.
Yeah.
maybe this will work.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're all set, buddy.
All right, thank you so much. Okay,
Would you stop
we'll just get started with this.
breaking stuff?
Oh, Jay, here's yours. Okay, I'll just go over an introduction real quickly. Okay, France is a country of almost 68 million people, famous for fashion, art, museum, wine, gourmet cuisine, and historic sites. It is probably, well, now we were there in 2015. At that time, and probably still today, France is one of the most popular tourist destinations for people. And for many years, you know, the French, they only taught French was the only language spoken in the schools, and now they teach English, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, and German. So they're kind of branching out. Okay, Jews in France. There have been Jews in France since the Middle Ages. Anti-Semitism has occurred very cyclically throughout French history, with peaks during the Dreyfus Affair and again the Nazi occupation. During the Nazi occupation, the Vichy government collaborated with the Nazis. When we hear stories about the Jewish children being rounded up and shipped to concentration camps, and the parents being rounded up and sent to different other concentration camps, it was not the German Nazis that did that. It was the French Vichy government. It was the workers of the French government that did that. During World War II, the Vichy government deported the French Jews to concentration camp. Of the 340,000 Jews that were living in France at the start of the Holocaust, 75,000, so about 20% of them were deported to camps. And of those 75,000, only 2,500 survived. Marshal Pétain was the head of the Vichy government, and Hitler promised him that when we win the war, we're going to make you the Führer of France. Okay, so today France has about 500,000 Jews and about 500 synagogues. It also has the highest number of Muslims in a Western country, so there have been some conflicts there. Okay, and there continue to be anti-Semitic attacks there on the rise as they are throughout the world. And as a result of that, many Jews have been leaving France to go to Israel, the United States, Canada, and Australia. Okay, just quick fun facts. France has 5 Statue of Liberties. It's referred to as the City of Light. And now we are ready to go to France. Make it move over. This is Paris at night, the left bank. And that's the Ile la Cité, that's Notre Dame.
Is this taken before the fire?
Yes, we were there in 2015. And this, in case you're wondering, Jay lay down on the ground under the Eiffel Tower. That's a picture of the Eiffel Tower up. Let me make it a little lower. And these are just people just standing at the edge of the Seine looking out at night. Make it just... These are locks on the bridge, and this was started, it's put on by tourists. It's supposed to be a romantic lock. You put on a lock for a husband and wife and you throw the key in the Seine. But what started happening is the bridges have started collapsing, so they stopped that. Okay, this is Montmartre. This is the art area. That's the Basilica of the Sacred Heart. This is a long DVD, so we're not going to stop very much. And it's a nightclub district, as you can see. And an art district, Dali, Picasso, Monet, Modigliani, and many other artists were there. Oh.
So,
Okay.
yes. So, see this building over here that's just sticking up? That doesn't really look like it belongs there. the French kind of kiddingly refer to that as, they talk about the Eiffel Tower, and that's the box that the Eiffel Tower came in.
It's a 60-story office building.
Wow, that's nice.
And it doesn't really kind of fit in with the rest of Paris, but nevertheless, there it is. And this is the Marais, this is the Jewish area.
Marais.
Marais.
Yeah.
Of the over 500,000 Jews living in Paris, over 300,000 live here, mainly Orthodox. Many of the Jews came originally from Rome in the 1st century. There's actually evidence of an old synagogue not far from Notre Dame. Okay, this is, okay. This is the museum, okay. This is, you want to stop for a second here. Okay, this was the Jewish museum there. And these lists are all the people that were deported under the Vichy government and their deportation papers.
Yeah, this is a stone that was a gravestone that had been repurposed by the Nazis to be part of a wall.
Yeah, the Nazis vandalized the cemeteries and took the gravestones there. And these are models of the synagogues from different shtetls from around the world. And that is a portrait made of micro-calligraphy Hebrew letters. Each little thing in there is a Hebrew letter. And these are typical costumes from different parts of the world. And this is the emancipation of the Jews from September 28, 1791. It was the second country after Poland to emancipate its 40,000 Jews. They were declared full citizens with civil rights and voting rights, and they could own property, which in most of Europe they could not. And this is, they're showing an anti-Semitic candidate running in 1889. And that's the Dreyfus affair. He was a Jewish captain, military captain, who was falsely accused of passing military secrets to Germany. And this is the Rue des Rosiers, and this is the center of the Marais. Oh, the deli there, you can't.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but over here, it's, you know, how most places will say, you know, open since 1917. This one says since 57-55. So it goes by the Jewish calendar. So I thought that was cute.
And this is just walking through the Marais, and you can see most of the men, you know, very clearly Orthodox. This is the synagogue, this is the temple, Agudas Hakahilos. I'm saying it wrong, I'm sure. It was designed by a very famous artist, Hector Guillaume. It opened in 1914 and is still a practicing synagogue. Okay, on Yom Kippur in 1941, this synagogue and 6 others, were dynamited by the Nazis, and it was rebuilt by the French government in 1989. And this is a Holocaust memorial. And that's the list of 76,000 Jews deported by the Vichy government. 11,000 of them were children. And that area is protected by the French French army, and no pictures inside are allowed to be taken. Okay. So that's a statue there. And this is the Musée d'Orsay. It's a museum from a train station.
Beautiful
It's just a
museum.
beautiful, and there's the original model for the Statue of Liberty that the French gave to the United States. And that's the view of the Grand Palace, the Grand Palais. It's the largest glass structure in the world. It now houses a museum. And this is the Jardin des Tuileries. Oh, and this is the Museum de l'Indre. That's Monet's mural of the full murals of the water lilies.
Yeah, these are just incredible. When it's a room and all around you are the four seasons of that Monet had painted, and it's just breathtaking.
And that's the obelisk of Luxor, and it was a gift to France in 1829 by the Viceroy of Egypt. And there we are.
This is the bridge on the way to Napoleon's tomb.
This is, Napoleon's tomb is quite the complex. It's pretty amazing.
You can see it in the
Yeah,
background there.
this is all for Napoleon, and a little bit for Josephine, mostly Napoleon. And is that Josephine?
This
That-
is Josephine.
That's Josephine's grave. But wait till you see what Napoleon's looks like.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah, this
that's Napoleon's.
This is still inside the tomb, the building of the tomb.
Oh, this is not, okay. Okay, I'm going to show you something on Notre Dame that most tourists don't realize is here. Okay, on either side of the entrance, there are two women, okay? This is Ecclesia, beautiful woman, wearing a crown. She represents the Roman Church. Now we'll show you what's on the other side. See how beautiful? Look at her, gorgeous. This is synagogue, okay? She's blinded by a serpent wrapped around her eyes. Her head is bowed. Her staff is shattered. The tablets of law have fallen from her hand. She represents Judaism. Yep, this is on the outside of Notre Dame Cathedral. It's way up high. So most people don't notice. They have the two women
It's
on
not
it.
that high.
Well,
It's,
but it's just kind of. Okay, this is a raised garden. They have one like this now in Manhattan, in New York. It's built on the old elevated train tracks. And New York has in Manhattan they have that now too. And that's the 1830 column of Juliet in the center of the Bastille. This is for the celebrating the French Revolution. And this is the Georges Pompidou Center.
it's an art center.
It's an art center. This is the Luxembourg Garden with the plants. I mean, Paris, for being a big city, really has a lot of lovely parks. That's the Parthenon that was built by King Louis the XV. He built it as giving thanks for recovering from an illness.
And this is the inside of the Parthenon.
And then this is the church, right? Okay, this is the Church de Chapelle. It was built in 1242. It has over almost 1,200 stained glass scenes, and they're all from the Bible, starting with the Old Testament. Every single tile, they tell a story of the Bible, starting from the Old Testament all the way up through the resurrection of Christ. But isn't that beautiful? Yeah. And that's the Academy, that's the National Music Academy.
That houses the Opera House. This is the Opera House.
And evidently, the Academy is a very prestigious place to go as a music student if you get accepted there. But look at the artwork on this is the Opera House. I mean, that's just the hallway where you go during intermission.
That's the Arc de Triomphe.
The Arc de Triomphe. That's the tomb of the unknown soldier
For World War I.
from World War I. And that's called Cleopatra's Needle. Okay, want to stop it for just a sec here? Okay, this is an interesting story. General van Scholitz became the Nazi governor of Paris in 1944. So this is at the end when it was clear that the Allies were winning the war. Okay? Hitler, at the end of the war, when he knew he was going to, they were going to be losing, had planted explosives all around Paris because he decided that if he was not going to be in charge of Paris, he was going to leave nothing left of the city. So he planted all the explosives, and this General von Scholitz was ordered to ignite them and blow up the city. Okay, now this is the same general that sent thousands and thousands of Jews to their death without questioning the orders. But when it came to destroying Paris, he decided Hitler was insane and he refused to do it. I mean, he refused to blow up the city, but he was okay with being responsible for 75,000 people being sent to the gas chambers. So I thought just kind of like a strange piece of history there. And this is Giverny, Monet's Gardens.
Yeah, this was just absolutely beautiful. You could see how Monet's paintings are just incredible. Just look at the gardens, just enjoy these pictures of the gardens. They're just so colorful and beautiful. That's a reflection of the water. That's not one of his paintings, that's a reflection of the water.
And it's arranged, I mean, there are a lot of tourists walking around, but the way it's been planted, you don't see, it's not like you see 100 tourists walking in the same spot. It's just kind of, the trees and the plants really, block it so that you kind of feel you're almost alone in there.
Look at the colors. Just amazing.
This is Honfleur. Now we're in Normandy, and that's one of the ports in Normandy. It's an estuary of the Seine River.
It's a beautiful little French port. And beautiful at night.
Look at the reflection, it's so clear. Look at the color of the sky, I mean, it's just beautiful.
Yeah, the reflection was just absolutely clear. There wasn't a breeze around.
Okay, this is Normandy. That's that famous statue after the war, the Eisenhower Museum. That's marking D-Day. Now this shows you, because the Nazis were hidden below ground. These show you the bunkers where the Nazis were hidden waiting for the Allied troops to come sailing in and, across the channel. A lot of the locals from the areas by the different beaches came down on their bikes to help the Allies get their equipment there. Is this Sword Beach?
This is Juno Beach.
Juno Beach. This is the Canadian launching area. And the townspeople there were incredible. That's where the Canadians. And they also built floating bridges. They built them at the harbor, the naval forces and the local people. Then they used those floating bridges to transport the armor off the boats onto land.
This shows the different beaches: Sword Beach, Juno, Gold, Omaha, and Utah.
The Sword Beach was the British landing. And I think we were the Omaha, or Utah, yeah.
No, we were,
No, Omaha, we were Omaha. And this is the American cemetery, and we took this picture because there were Jews they had 10,000 soldiers there, and it's almost all crosses, but there are some Jewish stars. There were some Jewish servicemen that were killed in Normandy.
When we were there just before sunset, and we're walking through there, and they started playing taps, and it was just a gut-wrenching experience to be in a military cemetery in Normandy while they're playing taps at sunset. It was quite a moving experience. This is Omaha Beach.
That's the American landing area. And this is a sculpture built by Anne-Laure Garnon to honor the courage of the sons and husbands and fathers who sacrificed themselves to free the French. Okay, this is the city of Rouen. They were very heavily bombed during World War II. Let's see if when we come to the church, I'll tell you. He's just an old,
Or at least made to look old,
Yeah.
because it was reconstructed.
okay, this is a church that was heavily bombed.
No, this is not it.
This is not the church?
No,
Okay,
not really.
okay. the church that was heavily bombed during World War II. So in 1976, they went to do construction in the courtyard, in the church courtyard, and what they dug up were the remains of a Hebrew school dating from the 16th century, so from the 1500s. There had been like the equivalent, I guess, of a yeshiva under where the church was. Yeah. And yeah, we drove mostly all around Paris, France, so that's what you'll be seeing. This is the countryside.
Yeah, beautiful countryside, look how colorful.
And Jay drove. Yeah. Would that be, I don't even know, think they had GPSs. Well, yeah, I guess they did, yeah. This is Eritreat. It's a tourist and farming town. Look at the beaches there. A lot of these are mostly for French. You don't see a lot of international, it's not like Americans are going to the beaches there.
And this is still in Normandy, the Normandy area.
Yeah, we're still on the Normandy coast. But look at the old buildings. I mean, they're just beautiful. Yeah, on the beach.
It was cold.
Yeah, we were there like in February. Yeah. And this is Mont Saint Michel, and this is an area that has very high and very low tides that come and go very quickly.
Wasn't it a fortress?
Yes.
You could see how it filled in.
Yeah, that fills in just in the time we were there, which was not that long.
It was a fortress and it was a monastery and I think it's still,
It's still an abbey. I don't know how. And this is the wheels. When it was first built, they had, ropes to pull things. They had human people walking in the wheels to get the ropes going. This
yeah,
is,
you could see there's people in there right now.
yeah.
Like a hamster wheel.
And this is Karnak. Now we're in Brittany. We're out of Normandy. And let me see the next.
Yeah, these are older than, which we call it?
Stonehenge.
Stonehenge.
Yeah, these stones, they have more than 3,000 stones built 3 to 4,000 BC. But you never hear about the stone settled, in France.
It's in England.
Yeah, you hear of Stonehenge, but you don't.
Yeah, this is another beach down Dinard.
It used to be a fishing village. It still is somewhat, but mostly it now is a tourist town.
And again, another village, Saint Martin des Rets. And here's another village.
Now we're in the Dordogne. That's
Yes.
even south.
Sarlat, Canada. Our French is not very good.
No.
Yeah, you can see we did a lot of driving there. We went, I think we were there, 3 weeks or so?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Bordeaux. It's famous for its Bordeaux wine, of course. Yes. Yeah. And that's the palace. And there's the palace. Lots of palaces throughout France. You want to stop for a sec? Okay, this is a synagogue in Bordeaux, France. It was built originally in 1812, and then it was rebuilt after a fire. It was rebuilt in 1873. During World War II, it was used as a prison for Jews as they waited deportation to the camps. So there were 6,200 Jews in Bordeaux at the start of World War II, and 1,200 survived. So about a fifth of them survived. But this is where they were imprisoned, in the synagogue, waiting for the Nazis to deport them. And that's the names of all the people who were deported by the Nazis. These are just some of the public buildings there. And this is that's the Jardin Monument. Okay, it's all metal, and the Nazis dismantled the whole thing in 1943. The Vichy government ordered them to do it, and they took, so that they could use the metal for the war effort. And all the pieces, I still don't know how this happened, were found intact in Algiers, of all places, and returned to Bordeaux in 1945, and then they restored them, restored the seahorses. And that is St. Anne's Cathedral. And that's it.
A quick trip through France. Yeah,
Was the town ever punished for its participation with the Nazis?
I don't think he was. I think there was some sort of deal made. But, you know, he certainly didn't go before any tribunals or anything like that, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is too bad.
Yeah, because I mean, the Vichy government, they were the Nazi government, except they were French and not German. But they didn't care about their countrymen at all. If they were Jewish, send them off. So,
We had
Where are you going next time?
60
I don't know.
survivors here the other day.
Oh, really?
And, you know, they had lunch and I sat down with two of them. And they were from France. And they had gone over to the Pyrenees.
Uh-huh.
And escaped into Spain and
Right.
from there into Portugal and then taken a boat.
Yeah.
And it was interesting spending that time with them.
Yeah.
Portugal.
Okay.
You didn't say that they didn't like the Americans? You didn't feel it?
No, you know, that's the reputation the French have, that they don't like Americans.
So, or that they don't really like anybody very much.
Yeah, but that was not what we found. We found them to be very friendly and, they were very helpful and, so no, that was not our impression.
I think that was right after the war.
Yeah.
I've had two visits to France, and the first one, they were not as friendly. But later in about the 70s, they were very friendly.
Yeah, someone had told me that they actually gave classes to a lot of the like innkeepers and storekeepers and stuff like that to teach them how to be more friendly. So I don't know if that's true or not.
I think also they probably taught them English.
Yeah, that's true.
And that made a big difference.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think as they became more and more of a tourist destination, you can't treat people like crap and expect them to recommend, oh, you must go to France where they treat you like you're dirt. You know, that's not gonna happen. So I think as business, as it became a business, tourism became a business, they became better about learning English and having English available in restaurants and museums and, you know, translation, so you know what you're looking at and, you know, where you're going.
No, I think they've changed a lot.
Mhm.
Did you guys go at all to the Riviera?
Yes, that was on our first trip. We went to Nice,
Yes.
and we drove up in the mountains there and everything, and that was,
Pretty area.
yeah,
Very pretty.
so.
Then we will see you next month, and we don't know where we're going next month, but we'll figure it out.
How was your trip to Egypt?
No, we haven't gone yet.
We're gonna go to Egypt at the
Right
end
after,
of next
we're gonna go
month.
see, after we see you next month, then we're going to Egypt.
Oh, you haven't gone?
We
yet?
haven't gone yet.
You mean, here, oh, our next trip is gonna be to Egypt in February,
Like
right?
February 22nd, we leave and come back the beginning of March.
Yeah.
You go in the group with it, just,
No, we're going on a cruise, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we don't, if it's a country like Egypt or Russia or someplace where, or Vietnam, where you can't access the language at all, we'll go in a group. I mean, there's no way you could look at Egyptian lettering and figure out what it is, so,
Yeah, I think also as we get a little older, I think,
a
you
lot
know,
older.
I think we're becoming a little less adventurous in, you know, going on trips where we get a little bit more support than we did before. Before, we do a lot of things on our own, but,
Yeah, Jay would drive all over.
yeah, and,
I
you know,
can't understand that. Not that we're very old.
so,
102, 105.
Yeah. No, it's just, you know. Anyway, thank you for coming
Yeah,
here and
thank
being
you.
here with us,
Thank
and
you
we'll see
very
you next
much.
month.
Thank you.